The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents Something the Boxing Games Are Missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Right now, patrolling the streets of North Miami. Over here walking my dog. Shout out to Kobe. Kobe, what's up? Say what's up to people, Kobe. Kobe. That's what we're doing right now. Special video, special video for more reasons than one. Walking the dog, but let's get to it. March 13th, the rematch of all rematches, and for me personally, the fight that I wanted to see the most happen in 2021. Forget Tyson Fury, Joshua. I don't give a damn about that. And in comparison to this fight, I don't give a damn about that fight. Forget Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. Forget Crawford, Spence. I could give two shits, to be honest. I could give two shits about those fights in comparison to this fight, because it was reported March 13th that the man that we affectionately refer to as the real TBE on this channel, the former 4-division champion, the former pound-for-pound king of boxing, the former lineal flyweight champion, Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, he'll be finally taking his, his long-awaited rematch with Juan Francisco Estrada, El Gallo Estrada. 8 years later, 8 years on from the first fight, it's finally happening, March 13th on DAZN. They haven't announced a venue at the time I'm shooting this video, so I don't care where it's at. If it's as long as it's in America, my ass will be there, in the flesh. So if you're going to that fight, let your boy BT know, because I'll be there myself. What a fight! Just what a fight. When we talk about these two fighters, we're talking about two of the best fighters of their generation. And two of the best fighters in the history of boxing from their countries, which is not any small accomplishment, especially if you're Gallo Estrada. But Roman Gonzalez, Gallo Estrada, it's an interesting one, because the first fight, Gallo Estrada was younger, Chocolatito was in his prime. Gallo Estrada had to scale down in weight to fight Chocolatito at 108. Now this fight's at a weight class that's more advantageous for Gallo Estrada. On top of that, you would say he's in his prime, and he's the one that's developing a little bit better right now, because he's in his prime. His mental abilities are meeting with his physical abilities at its highest point, and when that happens, you're in your prime. So I know that he's gonna go in as the favorite, and rightfully so. Gallo Estrada is a damn good fighter, but you guys don't have to ask me who I'm picking. You don't gotta ask me who I'm picking, because I'm going with the real TBE. I've been saying it for a long time. I've been saying it in any video that I've done about this fight. I just don't think Gallo Estrada has a style to beat Chocolatito. He doesn't. He can't back him up for more. He can't back him up for a prolonged period of time. And beating Chocolatito is simple, but it's very difficult. And that is, if you can't back him up, you lose. And that's how it's been in the professional ranks for him so far. The only guy that's backed him up for a long period of time has been Rumbasai, and he's the only one that's beat him twice. And that's it, So if Estrada does beat Chocolatito, come back to this video. I guarantee you it'll more than likely be because of the fact that he backs him up, not because he outboxes him. He's not gonna outbox Chocolatito. No way, no how. Not happening. Chocolatito's too clever. The angles are too good. Just too crafty in there for that. But look, great fight. It's a great fight. Like, if you would have asked me, BT, if you would have said, Brendan, True School Sports, out of all the big fights that could be made next year, which fight would you want to see the most? Chocolatito Estrada 2, Fury, Joshua, or Crawford Spence? I would have told you Chocolatito versus Estrada 2, because first of all, these guys already fought in a classic fight. Both of them are now damn near a decade on, so that's what makes this fight so significant. It's rare in boxing that you see two fighters fight early in their careers, and then 10 years on from the first fight that's rematched, they're still on top, still dominating, and the fight's just as fascinating, if not more fascinating, in the rematch than it was in the first fight. There's so many questions that we need answered. I think from the Chocolatito side of things, one question some people might have about him is, he's a fantastic fighter. He's definitely still an elite fighter in the division, but just how good is he? Is he the best fighter in the division? Is he just one of the champions, or is he the champion? We don't know, but we're gonna find out in this fight. And even though he's came back, I give him a lot of credit. A lot of people want to discredit his win against Calio Fight, because they say Calio Fight wasn't good, but Calio Fight was a champion that beat the odds. He beat Luis Concepcion when he was the underdog. He had defended his title a couple times in England, a couple times in America. You know, fought Israel Gonzalez, fought a couple decent fighters. So it wasn't he wasn't as bad as people made him out to be. You know, obviously he wasn't the best champion, but he was not nearly as bad as people wanted to make him out to be. And Chocolatito ironed him out. You know, and he was undefeated, and he was the youngest champion. Not the youngest, the longest reigning champion the UK had at the time Chocolatito fought him. So that's no small accomplishment to beat a guy like that, who was 26-0, 15 KOs, and was the longest reigning champion from a country with as many active top fighters as the UK. You know, then he fought the guy that I thought, and many people thought, beat Cal Yafai, and looked at him as the uncrowned WBA champion, Israel Gonzalez, a guy who was 10 years younger with a 7-inch reach advantage, and he put on a beautiful display of pressure fighting, counter punching, and just how to beat down a bigger fighter. You know, it was a masterful performance. So 2 quality wins, but people still question just how good he is, and it's a fair assessment, because while those 2 guys are good, very good fighters, you know, good names to have on your resume if you can beat them, they're not the best fighters in the world. And when you look at what Estrada's done, his last 2 fights, it's very hard to argue. You know, it's very hard to argue against him not being the #1 super flyweight in the world. You know, he just beat Rungvisai in the rematch last year after losing to him, and put on a straight masterclass performance. Then he fights Carlos Cuadras in one of the best fights of the year. You know, Carlos Cuadras was a fighter that had everything to gain and really nothing to lose. You know, I didn't even think he was going to compete as hard as he did against Estrada, but he did, and he deserves credit for that. And Estrada showed a beautiful blend, a beautiful combination of ring intelligence, punching power, grit, metal. You know, and he looks like he's in the prime of his career. So it's going to be no small task for Chocolatito Gonzalez to defeat El Gallo Estrada. It's going to be very difficult. But I'll tell you this: if he's able to do it, it's going to be no debate for me. If he beats Gallo Estrada, he's the pound-for-pound king of boxing again. And really, I don't see how you could even argue it at this point. For him to come back from what he came back from, and then to go on a 3-fight winning streak of beating Cal Yafai, Israel Gonzalez, and now potentially Gallo, I mean, it's no small feat. But in the case of Gallo, you know, I have Roman Gonzalez on my pound-for-pound list. He's 10 right now. So if he whoops him, in dominant fashion and sends him into retirement, he's going to be, I mean, I already have him around like 6 or 7 pound for pound. He's going to be talking, we're going to be talking about Gallo Estrada about top 5, maybe top 3 pound for pound, depending on how good he beats them. So it's a damn good fight. You know, credit to these 2 legends of the sport for getting the fight done, because of the fact that, you know, there's a lot of fights that people want to see next year that probably aren't going to get made, because fighters like Spence and Crawford, and then really the entire welterweight division, apart from Manny Pacquiao and Fury and Joshua, they're just all divas. To hell with them all. These guys are the true warriors of the sport. You know, these guys are the guys that keep boxing, you know, going round and around. So, you know, I'll have more videos on this coming up soon, but I'm just giving my initial thoughts on it. I think it's gonna be a great style matchup. You got the intelligent, offensive, defensive pressure style of Chocolatito Gonzalez against the beautiful counter-punching, Juan Manuel Marquez-esque style of Gallo Estrada, but a more matured version of Gallo Estrada. And a lot of people are thinking that because he's more mature, because he's got better ring experience, because he's evolved as a fighter, that will be enough to beat Chocolatito. And I don't blame them for that, but there's a reason we call him the real TBE, and he'll prove it on March 13th once again. So leave your comments down below. Who you picking in this fight? My ass will be there. Once they announce the venue and tickets go on sale, I'll have the tickets. I'll be going. So if you're going to where the hell this fight is, let me know in the comments. We'll meet up and we can do some videos wherever the fight is at. But leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can and like I say in every single video, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just giving Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Kobe, say what's up to the people. Kobe. Shout out. Take care, guys.